Hey guys, so this is my Draw My Life video, so you guys can get to know me a little more in mine and Jeff's relationship. My name is Molly, and I was born in Lancaster, California. So let's start off with my family. There's my mom and my dad, and my two older sisters, Jessica and Sarah. Then there was me. When I was a toddler, I wasn't very nice, so now every time my kids are being mean, it's a running joke that they're taking after their mom. I was that kid that was always on a leash because I was wild and crazy and would just run off. When I was 8 years old and in 2nd grade, I would always go to the school nurse and say that I was sick so that my mom would come pick me up. My teacher told my mom that she needed to stop picking me up because I wasn't really sick and I was leaving almost every day. My mom was an X-ray tech and her work was much more fun than school. While my mom was working as an X-ray tech, she met her friend named Cindy, and she had 2 boys, Jeff and Matt. In 2005, both my mom and Cindy got hired as a teacher at the same school, and they started becoming really good friends. In the summer before high school, my dad had to move to New Mexico for work, and I didn't get to see him that much. So my first year of high school, and like most high school kids, I started getting into trouble with drinking and smoking, and looking back now, it was a stupid decision, but I was young and dumb, and I thought I was cool. During my 9th grade year of high school, I was ditching my last class PE every day. And by the end of the first semester, I had already failed PE. I know, who fails PE? That's like the easiest class. So with ditching so much also came with a truancy ticket, which my parents were not happy about. I talked with my mom and we decided that charter school was best for me. So I do my work from home and I go in once a week to take tests. And I was doing really well there. That's where I met my best friend Elizabeth. We did everything together. Let's move on to 2008. I was a senior, and my family, Elizabeth, and Jeff's family all went to Disneyland together. And while we were there, I was thinking to myself, hey, I kind of like this guy. So then Easter came around, and it was at Jeff's uncle's house. And we spent the day hanging out and listening to music together on my iPod. A couple days later, he invited me over to his house and officially told me that he likes me and he wanted to see where this could go. So for a couple of months, I would go over to his house and play Xbox with him and play Peggle on his computer. He got me so hooked on that game. In May, Jeff had some family issues and he moved in with me and my mom. Then in August 2008, after 4 months of dating, he was leaving to go to law school in Oregon. But before he left, he had to do one thing. He took me to Long Beach and he asked me to marry him, and I said yes. So a couple weeks later, me and my mom drove him up to Oregon to get him an apartment and just get him settled in. I didn't want to leave, but I knew it wasn't going to be long before I saw him again, since the plan was to go visit him every month. While he was in Oregon and I was home, I missed him so much. I helped out in my mom's classroom and was just focusing on school to pass the time. September came around and I was really excited to go visit him. Every day I was there, I would wait for him to get home from school, then we would hang out watching movies and playing video games together. After spending 1 week there, I had to go home and get back to school. I went back to visit him in October and November. In December, around Christmas time, he had to come back here. Law school was just too expensive, and we just couldn't afford it anymore. Me and my mom went up there and we moved him back in with us. In March 2009, I graduated high school and I was excited to start college. In June, Jeff and I both went to the same college, and I started taking my GE requirements, and Jeff had a job lined up, but first he had to go through a program at our local college before he could start. In July, we found out that we were 6 weeks pregnant, and we were really shocked and scared and excited at the same time. We knew it was going to be hard being young parents, but he had a job lined up and I graduated high school and started college, so we knew we were going to be okay. In August 2009, Jeff finished the program and started his job. Then my mom told us that her and my dad were getting divorced, which wasn't really a surprise since he had moved away. We all kind of figured it was going to happen. September came and I went to the doctors and they told me that I was a cystic fibrosis carrier and that Jeff needed to be tested. And I got sent to a pregnancy specialist and he told me that my cervix started to open at 4 months and I needed to be on bed rest. Then in October, Jeff got his blood results back. And good news, he wasn't a carrier. We also found out that we were having a boy and we were naming him Cameron. In December around Christmas time, we decided to tell Jeff's family that we were having a baby. In February 2010, we had our baby boy Cameron. Then in November 2011, my dad had a baby. So now I had a baby brother and his name was Garrett. We went to go visit him and now we go visit him every year. I was so happy to see my dad again. In August 2012, Cameron was 2 years old and we got our first apartment. And 5 months later, in January 2013, we found out that we were pregnant and we were so happy. In May, we found out that we were having a girl and we were so excited. We both wanted a girl and we were naming her Kaylee. Then, in September 2013, we had our baby girl Kaylee. In August 2014, our apartment complex kept raising our rent by a couple $100s every year. My mom moved in with her boyfriend, so me and my sister Jessica decided to rent my mom's house. Then in November 2014, we found out that we were pregnant with our third child, and we decided that we weren't going to find out the gender until the baby was born. Then in August 2015, my big boy started kindergarten, and my second daughter Leah was born. And as of right now, we are looking into buying our own home. So that was mine and Jeff's 7.5 years together, and we are still going strong.